So I would spend time with our players and I would go, so what is it that you want to learn? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to get from this? Tell me what it is that's on your personal vision. And then I'm going to tell you how that translates to our vision. And then what I'm going to do to keep you connected to your vision is personally, I'm going to meet with you every 10 days, and I'm going to track, and we're going to talk about, since the last time I met with you, what did you do on your path, and what did you do on our path? Because see, what I think get better, this is the get better path. Hashtag lowercase get uppercase better. On your get better path, right? Hey, we got to get better. Hey, we got to get better. Hey, we got to improve. We got to grow. We got to develop. All of you guys say that, I would think, probably to some extent in what you do. But how do you define that? And when you're leading someone, all they're going to do is regurgitate what it is that you're saying if they're semi on board with what you're doing. But if all they're saying is get better, improve, develop, we need to improve, we got to do more, we got to do better. Well, how do you define that? How do you define that? So last summer, this is how we did it. What does get better look like to you? So in your business, whatever it is that you're doing, on your path, what is it that you can measure? If you can't measure it, then you don't know that there's any evidence to it. What is it that you know this is what get better looks like? I'm not going to break this all down and use fancy words like culture and leadership. Let me just tell you a story. When I tell you a story, you'll remember it. And then as you grow up, you'll go, oh, now I understand what the purpose of the story is. The people that are mentally disengaged that you're leading, you need to look at yourself, because they, whether they are right or wrong internally, and most of them can't express it, it means that they do not feel that you are for them. You can't leverage people. You can leverage practices. Practices are habits. So, right? Practices, right? How you talk to people. So, you can leverage practices. So that person that's mentally disengaged, that person that's stubborn, that person that's selfish, that's on your team, you cannot engage them by going at them personally. It's over. The game's over. You can, if you're good at what you're doing, you can engage them on the practices within your vision, within what you're doing. Make sense? The best results always are results that come from great practices. We don't win because we showed up and just everything worked. We win from our preparation / our practices. Whatever it is that you're doing in your world, you didn't just show up and you won. So everything, you have to tell the truth no matter your emotional state. You have to learn from it and grow. This is what we're going off of, right? None of us are perfect. So good things happen. Man, regardless of who you are, if there is separation in who you are personally and who you are professionally, there's always going to be a disconnect. Who you are needs to be the same whether it's game day or not. Who you are needs to be the same whether you closed a big deal or you didn't. Who you are, there is no when I reach this point, I will have made it. We have a goal for today. That's to be better than we were yesterday. That's to wake up earlier today and go to bed later and be more efficient in between. But you have to define that, right? That's just coach speak. But as a leader, who you are personally and who you are professionally, it has to be one and the same. How are you going to delineate the difference? You can't. And if you are, I can tell you that there is a ceiling to your path. And it's going to be at the crossroads of where you have to make a decision. This is what I'm going to do personally. That's why you see so many leaders have failed marriages, because they think that their marriage is over here and the job is over here. No, you lose. You're going to lose both. That's why you see so many leaders and they have 9 nannies running around taking care of their kids. Because they're like, man, I ain't got time, just take care of them. No, you lose, right? Because on the path, there is no ceiling. If I'm only trying to help those kids while their eligibility is good, not for their life, at some point they will distinguish, he's doing this for him. He's leveraging me. You lose. You have to be one and the same. Not trying to tell you how to do your job, not trying to tell you how to live, not telling you that I do it right, just telling you that that's what my heart is and that's what I believe. You have to keep moving forward. And when there's good things that happen, when there's bad things that happen, how do you handle moving forward? Just rewind. Learn from this. How do you learn from it? When everybody knows, no matter their emotional state, that we're telling the truth. Makes sense? But I can tell you, as a leader, we don't know when our contract's going to end. And as a leader, there has to be an internal fire in who you are and who you're leading. Otherwise, you're going to abort that at some point. It's always saying, you should, DK. You should. You should. You should wake up earlier. You should work harder. You should be in the weight room. Assistant coach, you should recruit better players. Assistant coach, you should do a better scouting report. I was just constantly dictating it. So I told our strength guy, you're in here every morning at 5, every day of the year, and for 90 minutes, you're going to train me. And I'm going to be stronger than any player, any coach ever in this program. And I quit saying, you should get in the weight room. Quit saying it. 18 months later, lowest body fat, strongest, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't mean any of that, like, look at me. That's not my point. I learned it as a leader. I kept going, you should, you should, you should. And what you should do as a leader is say, me too. It ain't you should. It's me too. That's T-O-O. DK, let's get in the weight room, man. Come on, I need to get in there too. And that 20-year-old kid's like, man, this dude is in here every day. Strength coach, wife, little girl, he trains me. Hey, man, go home and get some rest. I know you're tired. You know what his response is. Well, coach, it's already 6:30. I got the guys coming in at 7. Oh, you do? Oh, okay, good. I'll come back down here in a minute. That's how you lead, right? Servant doesn't mean you're soft. Leader doesn't mean that you're mean. A true leader is me too. Let's go, man.